Hello everyone, Casey here. I just wanted to jump on and give everyone a little update on what's going on behind the scenes here in the Jester's Court. When we started the podcast, we wanted to be able to explore many different RPG systems within the show. So, starting next week, we'll be pausing Power in the Dark and heading into space! Jonas is going to be running us a short campaign of Scum and Villainy, a Forged in the Dark system. Once that campaign is over, we'll be back to D&D with Chapter 2 of Power in the Dark. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I'm going to stop rambling now, and without further ado, here's episode 28, The First.
Change, I offer you this prayer in quiet contemplation. We arrived back in the city and met with this Duke Hammersmith. He's clearly hiding something, but what we could not quite discern. However, the man kept his promise and opened the city up again. From there, we gathered again at our favorite spot, the Loosened Buckle. We met again with Christina Santos, the drunken grandmother herself, and she finally provided us with cookies. By the divine, did they smell good. However, even with the sweet smell of cookies, I could still smell the stench of the ocean and that foul aboleth upon my skin. I set off for the public baths and invited Artemis along so we might discuss our recent struggles being brought so low under the creature's control. Finally, Barnabus has met with their mentor. Something tells me it went well, as there is a newfound confidence in the boy. He seems more independent. Now we head off to meet with the rest back at the cave with the technological crystals. By change, it has been a good day.
Everybody, and welcome back to the Jester's Court. My name is Casey Reardon. I am your dungeon master, and joining me today, as always, we have Rachel Kordell.
Playing Artemis, Alwyn, Ploob, Kroft. I said it backwards.
Okay. Okay.
Would it be poom poom?
Poom, poop. I don't know. I tried. Sorry. It was very fast. That's all I could think of. Sorry. I mean, not sorry.
No. It was great. It was great.
Not sorry.
We have Seth Coveyou.
And I play Barnabus Fletch, the boy, wizard. No, wait. Hold on. Man, wizard, wonder.
Oh, he's graduated.
He's a minor.
Shit, big
We
man.
cast ceremony on this boy.
We have to return so many t-shirts.
No, we'll keep the boy wizard and wonder. I mean, I like it. I just wanted to throw it out there.
That was beautiful.
We have Andrew Frost.
Hey, I play Leo, who can get soup out of nowhere. Not even soup, stew out of nowhere.
No, he can't.
Look,
He can't do that.
IKEA has the food counter, you know?
All
That's true,
foods
that's
that
true.
start with S
Oh
are
my
the
God.
same thing in Andrew's
They're all the
mind.
same thing.
Speaking of soup, we have Sky Swanson. He also begins with S.
And there's Swanson bread soup as well. That is true. Yeah, Swanson bread. Hey, Bratha, the milkman Hesk.
Nice.
We're done with the
No, brought it back, baby.
Approval.
There we go.
You know what I'm gonna do to that milk? I'm gonna slurp.
Oh!
I didn't even say your name yet. You take
Jonas
back that
just
slurp,
did
slurp.
their own mortal sin of a weird noise into a microphone. That is your least favorite thing on the planet.
I wanted to make it weirder, and my mouth wouldn't let me.
Listen, they're the one who has to edit this, so it's fine.
Oh, God.
I guess we kind of already introduced them, but we have Jonas Tintenseher.
No, it is true. We're not allowed to speak until Casey calls on us. We never do that.
Corrupted everything I can think of. It's just
Milk.
It's milk all the way, baby.
There's milk all the way down.
Snøfrid, the water bear enthusiast.
And we have our milk-drenched guest, Chris Dane.
Jonas, say your line, please.
Sniffing of Åsbrush, the dream drunk speed lunk speed freak steampunk.
Oh, that's
There we
so
go.
good.
Good.
It's
You
not
said
milk
drunk on
related, but it's fun. Can you mix milk dud into there somewhere?
I'm quitting.
Next week.
Not yet.
Oh, should I go now?
Yeah, you can go milk-drenched.
Please save me.
I keep trying to get up, but they keep pulling me back in. I'm Chris Dane as Arvoitus.
This time is the last time for sure.
That's what we keep saying. We keep jinxing it.
We're gonna bring him.
Knock
We're gonna bring him
on
back
wood.
for Power in the Dark Endgame, though.
Maybe.
Yeah, everyone comes back for Endgame.
Oh, that is going to be the worst recording ever. Okay. Just because there's going to be way too many people. Okay. So, a little bit of a recap. You all made your way back to Windsail, where you you didn't return. You returned to Duke Hammersmith and opened up the city again. Going back to Christina Santos, you received a dozen cookies. Now you have 11 of them left, as Barnabus scarfed one of them down instantly. These are delicious healing cookies, apparently. And you told her the tale of how you opened the city back up. There was then a touching moment between Barnabus and Artemis, or not Barnabus and Artemis, Artemis and Hesk. I'm so used to the rhyme scheme. Between Artemis and Hesk at the baths about change and about the mind control. And then we had a very touching conversation with Barnabus and his mentor, where we learned that it is time for him to venture off on his own.
Aww.
Where we are now, however, is with our good friend Snøfrid, who has made her way back to the cave with obelisks. I believe Leo and Arvoitus are also traveling with her.
Yep.
Yes.
And Leo hopefully sobers up a little bit on the walk.
Yeah,
I leave it to DM discretion.
a little bit. Roll a d4.
D4? Gotcha. A 1.
All right, you're still drunk.
There we go. Good
This is
answer,
going to be
good
delightful.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
This is good.
But you make your way back to the cave, no problem. At this point, you know the way very well.
I unlock the door, which I wrote my password down. I think it was just memory, but I'm going to double check that.
Yep, it was memory, I believe.
Nice.
Alone in the moon.
So we head inside. We've got the desk with the monitors hooked up to obelisks and the big spirit stone, which is hooked up to the crystal, which is hooked up to the bug bot tank. Is that?
Crystal is
Yeah.
no longer hooked up to the Budbog tank.
But isn't that what's keeping it shut?
Your arcane lock is keeping it shut now.
Oh, okay, great. So I will. I'll introduce Arvoitus to the area. I'll point out. I'll say, here's what we know that this thing does, and this thing, and how this works, and this is why we don't touch any of it.
This is where I got
Arvoitus.
stabbed.
Arvoitus is fascinated by all of this.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but I'll start hooking up the new obelisk core to the system as well. My goal here is basically I want to be able to use the monitors to read them. I want to attach them as USB drives, and view the files contained. And I, if possible, want to set it up so that they can't unleash a monster or build a golem out of computer parts and attack us.
Okay.
And those are my two goals here.
First things first, I want you to make a tech check on this new core.
Arvoitus,
Yes.
what do you think of this new core?
Oh, well, I'd have to study the old one to get a better sense.
Oh, here, why don't we just sit down and spend hours on this together?
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, great.
What can I do?
Never mind, I got a natural 20, baby.
Oh!
That is
All right,
that's a 27.
You got it.
We do all that setup. Thanks, Leo. We do all that setup. We sit down. I put the core on the table and go, I got it.
Yeah.
So
27
talented.
total.
Look how talented she is.
It was perfect timing. This was the tech check to make, if any
Right?
of them, you know what I mean?
This is a good time to do it.
So, looking over the new core, you can tell that it's similar in make to obelisks. However, there are some differences, mainly that it's slightly less advanced than obelisks is. The first thing that you notice is there isn't a projector for the core to project an image forward like obelisks does. There also isn't any sort of speaker system, so it can't speak out directly to you. It seems like a surefire way to be able to have a conversation with it would be to connect to it, whether in person or through a monitor like this. So you think that it is possible to have a conversation with this core through chat on the computer, essentially.
Great.
It's war
like
games.
Cleverbot.
This.
Yeah.
Before we hook those into each other, I want to work with Arvoitus and let him, do whatever inspection or whatever he's curious about as well, because I promised him he would get the chance.
Yeah. So I mean, with the new core, with that knowledge, that's great. But I am curious about Obel 6 because I've obviously never interacted with Obel 6.
Yeah.
And so I do kind of want to ask. I go, Snøfrid, you said the other one was able to project itself as a sort of hologram, and you could converse.
Yeah. It made a sort of ghostly blue image of itself.
Interesting.
It was not perfect, artistically accurate, but recognizable person.
Mm-hmm.
Identified itself as Obel 6.
I'd like very much to speak with it.
Okay, it's not up to me. Obel 6, can you hear us?
And as you say that, the projection from the water where Obel 6's core is shoots out and appears right in front of you, Arvoitus, and it says, "Hello. Yes, I can."
Lovely to meet you, Obel 6. I am the wizard Arvoitus, friends with these companions of yours. I was curious, what do you know about the other obelisks?
It pauses for a moment, and you notice that it looks over at the other core on the table and says, "I don't know anything about the other obelisks."
Can I make an insight check on that?
You can.
Good, because I will.
I would like to with my drunken stupor as well. Should I do that?
At disadvantage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make an insight check, but I'll just verbally corroborate that it seems that they are not connected beyond perhaps what lies within.
Only a 12 for me.
A 12?
Think
Yeah.
we're both at 12.
There's something about
12.
Chris's Arvoitus character voice that makes me think that they're about to be like, Obel 6, I'm worried about this, rare magic called a Horcrux. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, it's a little less menacing
Slughorn.
today.
Yeah, well, it's because I can't get into my normal rap.
No, it's totally fine. It's very reassuring
I like
that you're
it.
not going to stab us all in the back.
Well,
No, it's not for me. I'm still getting the Tom Riddle vibes.
See, now his lungs just aren't full of water, so it's different.
So with a 12 insight, it's very hard to read this projection. It doesn't have typical body language.
Another question, Obel 6. Something we came across at this last intersection was the idea that you were created to benefit a god, Chaos. Does that ring any bells?
Where did you hear that?
From a new acquaintance of ours that we met in the old tower, where we found this core.
The projection looks over towards you, Snøfrid.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
I was created for this chaos.
Oh.
And do you know anything further about Chaos and its agenda?
I cannot say anything further on chaos.
Unfortunate.
Obel 6, I am not trying to guilt trip you here, I promise. I understand you're in a difficult position in general. When we were in the cave, you told us such and such about the person who created you and what you could and couldn't say, and you didn't mention Chaos. Are you just not allowed to unless someone brings it up?
I told you my objective was to grow. This was untrue. My objective was to sow chaos, create it. In telling you that I was created by a Windsail noble who looked similar to this, that would cause chaos.
Yeah.
What you're getting at here is you're an asshole.
I am a robot.
Well, both can be true, I suppose.
Well, if it looks like an asshole.
What assurance
sounds like an asshole.
do we have that you are telling the truth now?
I suppose you don't.
Okay.
Question. Not that we're going to do this, but if we connected you to the new core we brought in, would you be able to help it interface and project in the same way you can?
It looks towards you, Snøfrid. I would not recommend that.
Oh?
Care to enlighten us?
This model is newer, older than I, and as such, it has different notions of chaos than I.
Are you really 300 years old?
I am older,
How much older?
approximately 500 years old.
Whoa.
And this is older than you.
Yes.
So this chaos has been up to this business for quite a long time.
I suppose gods do take whiles to form and create themselves, don't they?
What if it is not even the same person?
Could be.
What if people have been continuing this lineage for all these years, discovering these machines and reprogramming them to continue the path?
Yes, chaos could just be a concept that they are working towards.
I mean, right? That sounds pretty chaotic to me.
I mean, it does, and I mean, to be fair, creating obelisks to serve the same purpose yet on different tasks and in different ways is chaotic in and of itself, because you'll never know if each obelisk works in the same way for the same goal.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah, can be more chaos than that.
Leo, you're a creature of chaos, if I do say so.
Continue.
Yeah.
Yes,
trying to say, throws a chair.
I grow stronger in their presence.
What do you think of this plan to assemble these obelisks? And I mean, it seems like a long-term commitment for someone whose thing is chaos. No,
I mean, if it were me, I would have lost interest by now. So make it that way you will. But I'm many hats deep. So maybe you could ask me in the morning too.
Sure. Yes, I thank you for your input.
But you make a good point. I mean, it could be chaos is like a what's the word? It's like an old Triton word. Nom de plume.
Ladder.
Mer people are French. Yeah, could be nom de plume. It could also be perhaps the whole thing is a front.
Could be.
You know, this seems
Could just be a cult, and chaos is one being, or concept of being, but they're trying to bring it more fully into the world in the same way that change and ruin, creation, magic are.
If Obel 6 is 500 years old and the other one is older, and we don't necessarily know that those things are true, but if they are, there could easily be another obelisk out there older than the time of calamity.
It's true.
Perhaps this is all even from before the world broke.
Well, I mean, there is the spire.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Which does look like a giant obelisk, which could be, the precursor to calamity.
Okay, Obel 6. With your permission, I would like to hook you up to this machine and see if I can look in your brain.
Permission denied.
All right, Obel 6, without your permission, I want to do it anyway.
The thing is, Obel 6, if we don't, people are probably going to die, and that's a no-go.
That's chaos. He likes that.
Nah, but there'd be no one to experience it, so it wouldn't be chaos.
I think they understand that we don't care about chaos, though, and that's not going to be... Look, Obel 6, I respect you as an intelligent individual. And
I don't mind. Yet.
He has thrust issues.
Yeah.
I respect you, Snøfrid, for sustaining me.
But we need the information that you cannot share.
I do not believe you will find it by dipping into my memory banks.
No, you think it's not even there at all? It's not just locked away?
I do not believe it would be easily found.
Well, Snøfrid, we do have this new core that we could communicate with, as you surmised, with either the use of a organic or technological connection.
Yeah.
Perhaps if that one is more forthcoming, we could have it retrieve information from Obel 6.
Or the security might just be worse.
Possibly.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to assemble the connections of cords and such that the new core, which is technically the older core, is I plug it into the monitors as a USB drive, and I make sure it's not directly connected to Obel 6.
Okay. So you hook it up to the monitor and turn everything on.
Leo, also, before we do this, sorry, a god who is narrating my actions. Leo, I know you're drunk. You're really good at breaking tech things in a useful way. So just at the first sign of trouble, you go ahead and break everything, okay?
You got it. It's like you've been wanting to ask me that my whole life, or your whole life, or someone's life.
Leo just like pulls out a chair to sit on, but misses and falls over.
Oh,
anyway.
no. Leo pulls out a chair from the back, from his bag, sits on it, and immediately poofs out of existence. So he's just flat on his ass on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, they're showroom model. So,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
So you plug everything in, turn on the monitor, and once again you see the Kraken skull with 4 tentacles leading out on the screen.
I've never seen that logo.
You
Would
have
there be
not
any,
seen that.
Would there be any way of knowing what it is?
I don't think you would have seen it, and thus you would not have read about it anywhere.
That's fine. I will not roll.
Actually, maybe.
If he gets a natural 20, give it to him.
If roll me a history check.
Okay. Yeah, 13 now. Yeah.
Okay. No, you haven't heard of this symbol before. And after that symbol shows up, it goes away, and there is a little blinking node on the screen. And suddenly, appearing on the screen are words, and it says, "Hello."
Oh, it's in like a little script.
It's in italics.
It's like ASCII art.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is it There's no keyboard on this desk.
There is.
Oh, okay.
There was just a mouse last time.
Keyboard materializes out of existence.
With everyone that we get another computer component. Next time we'll get speakers.
This whole campaign Chaos is trying to get us to build their PC for them.
Next one will be a graphics card.
I gotta write the epic quest for a graphics card. They've been lost for millennia.
And with a full gaming rig.
Chaos was actually just the computer company's edgy name for their computer component.
Oh, Razor would totally name something the Razor
The Chaos G12.
Yeah, I bet that exists.
Hey,
Corsair
we're going to
Chaos.
dip into PC building, and we're not going to talk about the French people that live underneath the blue.
Maybe it's one of them. I just because I'm curious. Before typing anything, I say, "Can you hear us?"
I cannot hear.
Wait. No.
It's pretty good.
Solid.
Did it
No,
watch your lips move? Is that what it did? Like,
God damn it. On the screen, it says, "Yes, I can hear you."
Oh, okay. Great. That will make this go faster then. Hello. My name is Snøfrid of Åsbrush. This is my acquaintance. Well, I think of him as a friend, but he's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
My friend Arvoitus, and my other friend who does think of me as a friend, Leo.
Yeah.
Hello. We have rescued you from the pits of the underwater ocean. It's just a regular ocean. The ocean's not underwater. And we have brought you here to this sanctuary.
More like have stolen.
well, to be fair, you were embedded deep within lurks, which I was fine with letting you stay there.
Then why didn't you?
Because the rest of the group objected heavily, including my quasi-friend Snøfrid.
Well, the thing about that is that you are part of some kind of ancient conspiracy to do something very bad, and we don't want that to happen.
Actually, let's not say that. You're here to create the god Chaos, which is like, it sounds bad, but like, to be fair, we don't actually know.
Okay, so far that has been a lot of death, and that's bad.
It
Okay,
just
so
sounds
yeah.
like change with more steps, but like bad steps.
There's that too, yeah, change, ruin.
Maybe like a misstep when you're carrying like a tray of food down a flight of stairs, like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
and your cart of milk goes everywhere.
Oh my God, there's so much milk.
I have not caused any death.
Well,
I was only siphoning the magic of that aboleth.
That's bad too.
yeah, I mean, that's not great. Like, I don't like when things siphon away magic. Unless it's, well, you know, purposefully. Like,
This
Me.
was purposeful.
well, yeah, but I don't really like your purpose.
Hey, this is kind of shit.
Okay, look, long and short, do you have a name we can address you by?
You may call me first.
First.
Oh.
Abel first.
So
Wow.
first, eldest.
So the second one made.
Like
Gotcha.
90% of the YouTube comments.
Abel one.
That's right, this guy's from before Calamity.
Oh, you're right. Oh no, there's not enough racism and misogyny there.
How old are you first?
Yeah, good question.
I don't understand why I should be answering any of your questions.
Well,
Do you really have anything better to do?
Why not?
we could have shut you off, so you could just do it out of courtesy that we're being very nice to you.
Very nice. I'm in a pond.
And earlier you were in a room.
And earlier
Is
you were
there
in the
anything
ocean.
that we could do to, like, make you happier so you'd answer our questions?
This power source is barely enough to keep me going, especially when shared with this one.
Yeah.
I agree. Obelisks does seem like a drain of power.
The thing is, if we give you more power, you're going to make another obelisk and make more people die. So,
Again, I have not made anyone die.
yeah, but like you understand.
It does
I mean,
seem like
listen.
a combo between him and Gorlox that was the problem.
If you are chaos or working for chaos, you understand cause and effect, right? Like you get that this caused problems down the line. Okay, look, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. I don't want to hurt you, but
I'm fine with hurting you.
okay, I'll let him hurt you, but we need the information stored in your memory banks.
Ooh, this is a new side of Snøfrid.
Snøfrid learned some lessons underwater.
Ooh.
What information are you even looking for?
We need to know who this chaos is and where the other obelisks are at the minimum.
Or at least a number of how many you are.
Number also
I
good.
was created first. I have no knowledge of the other obelisks or their whereabouts.
Oh, you
That
can't
makes
interface with them?
sense.
You can't just send a quick ping out to their server?
We are not connected.
Ah, well, that seems like a severe oversight for chaos, but okay.
And as to the other question, who is chaos?
Chaos changes form. You will not see a consistent person with chaos. If that is what you are looking for, they are all over.
Have they already ascended to godhood?
If they had, I would have been siphoned my magic away.
Okay, that's good to know.
So your purpose was to collect magic from this aboleth, presumably because they were a large well and supply of it. Obel 6 was meant to collect remnants of technology that they could,
Well,
and sort of coerce the kobolds into causing more destruction and chaos and pain.
yeah.
As you all are standing around the monitor, Snøfrid, you don't really feel anything, but you notice that the projection of Obelisks is kind of like trying to elbow nudge you, but it just keeps going through you.
Oh, yes, Obel6. What is it?
Nothing. And then you see the eyes kind of dart over towards the edge of the room.
Okay, we go out of range.
The speaker is
This is-
still back in the obelisk, though. So it's just sort of like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Hey there, what? Like, I don't really trust this guy.
It's a Star Wars hologram. The hologram talks.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking to the new
First.
core.
I
Wow.
can just mute. Can we just mute the mic? We just mute the mic. I hit F4.
There's no keyboard. It's a mouse.
No, there is a keyboard.
I'll just distract the
I thought
core
it
while
was just a mouse.
Snøfrid goes and talks to
No, we've
Obel 6.
upgraded. We got the keyboard, remember?
We got to. Yeah, we're building the PC.
All right.
Oh, I thought that was
So you and Obel6 kind of make your way out of the room. And Obel6 says, I appreciate what you have done for me, and I am trying to assist. But first cannot know that I am giving you more information.
Oh, conspiracy. Oh, they're just creating more chaos.
Shame Snøfrid has no insight.
Can always roll.
I mean,
Do
yeah,
it,
I guess.
do it.
Given normally I wouldn't, but given that they did just say that, I will give it a try. Nope. So that's a 4.
Yeah.
So I'll just roll with what I was gonna say, which is that makes sense, and I understand your desire. I will endeavor to keep that in mind, but I cannot promise. I mean, we need to get to the bottom of this, yeah? I'll do my best to keep you out of it.
I only know of the location of one other obelisk. The others have been moved.
How do you know they've been moved if you are not in contact with them?
I have spoken to Chaos more recently than I have initially let on.
Ooh, guys, this is such a drop. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm going to take you at your word because I really don't have a lot of other options for figuring out what you are saying that is true and what is not. So put a pin in that. We'll cover that later. I have one more question for first, and then we'll kind of arrange around that. Okay? Yeah?
Okay.
You are a friend and a confidant, Arvoitus, and I trot back inside.
And so first was, Arvoitus was telling us all this crazy stuff.
And you're what the gnomes call amigo.
Stop signing.
No, we already established that.
Already a thing.
That's from like episode 3. That's
Yeah,
good.
I think I did that. I was like, oh, they're speaking Spanish.
Danny.
So Obel 6 basically says one of the things that First had said, which is the obelisks get their energies from different means. Obel 6 got it from technology and just from the energy of chaos that happened around it. First got it from, at first, the magic of Gorloks, and then after that, they got it from the life essence and magic of Gorloks. This other obelisk that they know of is currently getting power from the goddess magic in Magic's forest.
Oh.
We're gonna go with the Thranmon, yeah?
What?
That's
That is not
Yeah.
their name.
Yeah. No.
Yes, it is.
Thranmon.
Thranmon.
That's what I said. What did I say?
Yeah, no, you said
I
it
heard
right.
I heard an H in there.
Yeah, I did hear an extra syllable in there.
They're just trying to
I
get
mean,
you
I
back
was-
for your confusing name.
Oh, you were close to pronouncing it. Why don't you just try again?
Thranton's monster. All right. Chris, do you have any more questions? Because I only have one more, and I think it's a good closer.
Your technology, your machines, that you must have people who upkeep you. I mean, you were sustained off magic, but what about the others? Obel 6 had to deal with petty scraps as tribute. How are all of you maintaining your aliveness, for lack of a better term?
All of us can maintain some semblance of power through absorption of energy.
I see. So, each of you has different means. Fair enough, I suppose. Interesting. A lot to think about. Snøfrid?
First, when I plucked you from Gorloks, I do not know if it was you who gave it to me or something else, but I saw a vision of the shining spire and lights coming from it. And it did not look exactly like how it looks today. At least it was not acting that way. So my final question for now, and we will be back, is what is your connection to the spire? Why did I see it down there?
The spire is where chaos was born.
I was afraid you would say something like that. Okay.
Was chaos born during the calamity?
It must have been.
I do not know much about before I was created.
First, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much. We're going to leave you hooked in here, and you can do whatever you like. Don't try to take over the world or anything, because we'll be back. And hope you have a pleasant time.
You get no response on the screen.
Oh.
I unplug it from the screen. I make sure both the cores are just plugged into the power source.
Yep.
The thing is, Snøfrid, I know you and your group have adventures to go seek. I myself am not so inclined. Perhaps it would be best if I stayed here and monitored the cause, especially I don't much trust First, and Obel 6 seems nefarious at best.
Arvoitus, I was thinking of that, and I really, really would like to be able to trust you. But you are just so shady.
I'm not shady. You've known me for 2 days, and also, in that whole time, you never once mentioned you with the watchful eye, which by itself is untrustworthy.
Hey, he has a point. I hate to say it.
This man is also drunk, and I forgot he was here for a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
He kind of fell asleep. He was supposed to be watching it just to make sure.
It's worth mentioning while Leo was told to break anything and things get awry, the best way his brain decided to do that was he's holding one of the bomb arrows in his hand.
Yeah. It is true. It did not seem relevant when we were fighting for our lives underwater.
Fair enough.
But I'm going to say this part when we're out of earshot of the course. The truth is, Arvoitus, that I am only with the Watchful Eye insofar as they give me an opportunity to find rare technology. And what they do with it is not particularly in my wheelhouse, you might say. That's a train term, if you don't know. I like trains.
I could tell.
No way.
It's not really a point of it's not really a point of contention between us. But I'm more concerned about all those times you wanted to murder people.
I only wanted to murder them because we could have gotten out of that tower so quickly. Now I'm glad we didn't, because we got to get first, which is a scientific achievement and magical anomaly. So I'm glad. But at the same time, we could have cut out, if this was like a series of something, a whole episode could have just been thrown out the window.
As Leo gets up from the floor, he will walk on. We'll stumble on over to Arvoitus and put both hands on his face. And have you guys ever had a conversation with a friend that's too drunk?
Yeah.
Where they're just
No way, man.
too close. And you're like, haha, okay, buddy, haha, funny. And they're just getting really deep and in depth with their emotions and stuff,
And
just
then he gives me
inches
a big
away
old
from your
kiss.
face. Leo's gonna get up to that distance of just, face holding, be like, Arvoitus.
Yes, Leontis.
Well, number one, you got to do something about that scar. I think really that just sends a bad message. I know people suck.
It's a scar.
People really they tend to look at physicality rather than what's on the inside.
I know, it's actually rather useful, because people see the scar and run away. They don't bother me much.
Oh, that's good. Anyways,
Wonder
just want
why.
to let you know that that and the glowing eye, also a little intimidating.
I have a glowing eye?
But other than that, you ain't half bad.
I also ain't half good.
I'm gonna give him a little smooch on the forehead and stumble away.
Aw.
Okay, that was strange.
Be good. Or I'll
I
have
don't-
Hesk come over here and beat your ass.
I think Hesk and I could agree on a lot of things, actually, so...
Nah,
see about
probably
that.
not.
Door slam.
Okay, Arvoitus, we have this other thing to check out. I know the rest of our group has things of their own they're interested in.
No.
Frankly, this is far beyond what I even came to Varlumis to do. I was hoping to find something to repair and power the rail line back in my homeland, and it seems I have stumbled onto something much bigger with many more moving parts, and for some reason, everyone keeps looking at me when the topic comes up. And frankly, I am not much of a leader. I am an engineer, and I'm really just doing it right now. I'm going off the rails. I don't know what to say. You scare me, but I hope I can call you a friend. And as long as you promise not to do anything nefarious with them, I will be forced to take you at your word, because you already know the password to the door and you know where it is. What else am I going to do?
Yeah, I mean, since you seem opposed to killing, that's the only other option to stop me.
I'm not going to kill you, obviously.
Exactly, so that's the thing. So
As
you
Leo
can
is
take-
raising the chair.
You can take me on trust, because I trust you
Okay.
to an extent, and I consider us friends.
Okay, Arvoitus,
Intellectual friends, that's what we are.
that seems snooty. Don't
I am snooty. Sorry.
Don't destroy the cores, and don't let them get out or, build big constructs again. Those are the 2 rules, okay?
I shall abide by your rules, Snøfrid of Åsbrush.
Then I put them in that order because if they do start, if you have to destroy them to prevent them doing the second thing, that's okay. But don't do it just on a whim.
Okay, so don't destroy the cores on a whim, but if they start building giant constructs, destroy them.
And only if you can't fix it another way.
Okay,
Okay.
I understand.
And if you can use what's in there to determine any more information, that would be great as well.
I shall try my hardest.
You better.
Yes.
I'll beat your ass, Arvoitus. I'll kill you.
I put a hand on Arvoidus's... How tall is Arvoidus?
I'm about 5'10", 5'11".
Okay, so I put a hand on your shoulder. I just look him in the eyes, and again, Snøfrid is a very nervous person. Not a lot of charisma, not a lot of presence. But in this moment, kind of under the moonlight here, I think there is like a sturdiness, like not necessarily an intimidation, but just like a sturdiness to her look. And she looks you deep in the eyes and says, "Memory protects." And then bows her head and gestures to Leo to leave.
And I will silently whisper back, "Memory protects," as they leave, and I take my spot at the computer console, just going through what files I can find and getting acclimated to the space as I prepare to bunker down here for a little while.
The lines of Matrix code reflected in your eyes.
I'm kind of curious, what does Snøfrid think of memory now? That basically everything that we had kind of like pointed at memory is now pointed at chaos.
Yeah.
But this is still like very pointed for her.
I'd love to talk about that in character. Seth, when we get the party back together, bring that up again.
Yeah. Okay. Allude to
Great.
it. But that's like good. That's food for thought. I'd like to keep out there.
So now we're going to jump back to the bathhouse with Artemis and Hesk.
Well, I think we're wrapping up. It's more like after...
I like to imagine that we're in like a marketplace now. We're kind of meandering back.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're eat, pray, loving it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in a moment, Artemis kind of like pauses and she takes a sigh and she looks to Hesk and says, "In my profession, I'm usually hired as a guide to help travelers travel across different terrains, and typically we're told not to get too attached to who we travel with, you know, just in case. I joined with you all, I mean, not as a job, but as a means of getting home, right? And I didn't really expect to find what I found with you all. The stars tell me that I should stay with you guys, and I just feel like I haven't made the same connections that you guys all have. And Hesk, do you think that they care for me like they care about you?"
Hesk is in the process of like buying a little bit of food for us. So he hands over the money. He takes it. He hands you over like a fish skewer or something like that. There's some also roasted fruit on it as well. It's fragrant.
I do not know how the rest of them care for me, personally. I know that Leo and I have grown close, and I've had many good conversations with the others. You said it yourself that you struggle with these emotions to find the passion that lurks within you.
And they're walking through the market now as well. People bustling by. It's loud, so people can't really hear their conversation, but yet we can.
That is what you need to focus on. Care not what others think of you. Care only what you think of yourself.
And he sort of looks around. You see there's hesitation to him right now.
I am an arbiter of change. I was chosen by my people and I was given that purpose. That passion drives me. I do not care what they think of me. Though it is nice to know,
and he chuckles now,
that they do seem to like me. Have faith, Artemis. I'm sure they care for you.
Thanks. And she like wipes a small tear from her eye.
Oh no! What have I done?
I love it. That's so great.
I should have grinded out
I think that's all
the
that
relationship
needs
chart
to
more.
be. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank
Here
you.
I am at 4 hearts with Hesk. Oh, they got a half on Artemis.
So I think at this point, maybe Barnabus meets up with you all at the market.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we run into him.
After having finished his work with Aurelia, and Snøfrid and Leo make their way back as well, and you all find yourselves back at the Loosened Buckle for another meal together. And I think that one of the questions on everybody's mind is sort of, what next? You guys had started this adventure going out and basically just trying to reopen the town, and now that task is done, you can go wherever you like. And I think this is kind of that meal where you're like, okay, so What now?
How did it go with the obelisk? Did you discover anything new?
Bits and pieces.
I assume by now I've kind of sobered up.
It's another 2-hour walk back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah, it's pretty late at this point.
if we're even, it might even be the next morning.
I mean, yeah, Snøfrid, if you want to share that, you and Obel6 had more of a talk than I did.
Yeah, so I'll briefly recount. I assume we're in the Loosen Buckle, but I assume this is that thing where we have a corner booth where no one can overhear us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grandma's
so-
there though. She's definitely there with us.
Right, and Christina's
Of course.
cool,
Yeah, Christina's there with us.
My new character, Christina. Seth.
He's never leaving.
You see Christina is up on the bar doing a bicorn luge. It's a bicorn hat that it has luging liquor down.
Oh god, that's awful.
How does she do it?
So in hushed tones, I recount the basics of Obel6 is lying, true purpose, chaos, 500 years. This one is the first is older. There's others, they're not connected, and that chaos was born in the Shining Spire. And I will also say, I understand I'm not very good with detecting lies, but I feel that Obel6 was telling the truth when they told me there is another in Magic's forest, and they don't know where any others are. So I don't know about you all, but I am interested in pursuing that, if only to, prevent more people dying. It's not really what I came here for, but it is what I have been thrown into.
Did I catch the part about Magic's Forest in the cave, or only with Snøfrid telling me now?
That was just with Snøfrid. Unless Snøfrid had mentioned it to you earlier.
I might have mentioned on the way over, but how drunk were you? I probably recapped everything for you on the walk.
On the walk home? Okay. Upon mention of Magic's Forest, Leo seems to sober up a little bit more and kind of looks down at himself.
Ooh.
But it's like, yeah, we can go there. That's fine. Yeah. So we got that thing there, and anything else we got to do there, or just that?
You don't seem excited.
I see. My dad lives in Magic's Forest, and I mean, it's a big forest. We're probably not going to see him, but
I mean, it's a big forest. Well, the chances that we interact with two things relevant to our personal lives in a big forest, we would have to exist in some kind of directed world.
Yeah, just a single item. Yeah.
Sorry, just pointing this out. Andrew, no one lives in Magic's Forest. He would live outside of Magic's Forest.
Oh, no.
By the way, your dad's dead.
Everyone's dead in Magic's Forest. No
By the way,
it is
your
not
dad's
a
an
place that
obelisk.
people live.
Got it. Yeah, that's around my dad's neck of the woods. There we go.
Neck of the woods.
This is the father we discussed down in the tower. Or no, was that your grandfather we discussed?
No, that was Gramps. Gramps, we like Gramps. I mean, we don't dislike Dad. We just don't get along great with Dad. But
Not getting really good vibes from Papa.
he's not bad. He's just a lot.
Well, whatever obstacle may face us, I am positive this group can overcome any challenge. For we have each other's backs, and that is all we need.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear it, because while we're on the way to Magic's Forest, I actually do have a new task. I should find a fellow on their way to learning magic.
Exciting.
Interesting.
So you're gonna bring them to your master or something?
You know, I don't know if I've worked it out that far, but I'm called to help them. I don't know how that's gonna look just yet.
Well, I don't really have much else to do, and I wouldn't want you guys getting lost on your way there, I guess.
I was going to say, we certainly need our guide.
Artemis, you have everything to do. You gotta stick with the group.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I have nothing else besides making sure you guys don't get lost.
Well, and die. I mean,
And die.
die
I
as
guess,
well.
yeah,
Pulled us
I
back
don't
from
want
death
you guys
many
to
times.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This journey started with you, and we have stumbled onto these secrets together. I would not fault anyone for not wanting to go into this dangerous place, but I would also ask that you all do.
Hesk, Loki is giving Artemis a thumbs up. Just no one else can really see. She's like,
Just Just like a minor like thumbs
Yeah,
up.
so just it's a little under
Just
the
the one,
table,
not the
just
regular
like
double
No, it's
thumb.
not the
regular
double. It's a
double
subtle.
thumb.
It's a subtle. You can't
One
see
subtle
it.
thumb.
You, other people can't see it if it's just one.
Actually, no. The camera rack focuses to Hesk across the bar, giving an excited double thumbs up.
Just white pan just zooms in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like he's across the bar. It pans back over to the table where he is also still sitting.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
complete
no, chaos!
chaos.
So then, if everyone is in agreement, we have a destination.
Magic's Forest.
Oh my god.
Well, where does this person live, Barnabus? You said on the way.
That too.
They live in Follow Home.
Oh, that's basically the forest.
To Magic's Forest.
Very,
Yeah,
very
forest.
close. Yes, right on the
Forest.
outskirts.
Yeah, basically.
And with that, we pan away from the table where you all are splitting a nice cockatrice pot pie, some goblin fries on the side.
Oh, of course.
Laughing, having a good time.
Oh.
And we pull out and see the city of Windsail. Gates now open, ships leaving port, people starting to hitch up caravans to head out. And that is where we will end the first chapter of Power in the Dark.
Oh my god, my lights are flickering as you
Yep.
said that.
Oh my
Spooky.
god.
That was spooky.
I can't believe Casey just hacked into the
my
Maryland
God.
power grid.
That's me. I'm a pro hacker.
So
In the dark.
that's where we all record.
Should have
Everyone
you
is
talk to
here in
first.
Maryland recording.
Of course.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can cut that out.
Yeah, like hey, it's
I wanted more of that, like, hey, I'm the chaos guy. Can I talk to you for a second? I don't trust this other chaos guy.
It was great. I mean, I could have gone. I could have gone on
I'm
for
into
another 30
chaos,
minutes,
but I don't know if I like this guy's chaos.
You know, your
Yeah, I
friend
think
was
we get to-
telling me this really weird thing.
I thought somebody put up a video of a 1920s radio thing, but no, it was just Chris.
Just me, guys.
All right. So, does anyone have anything that they would like to plug before we go?
Oh boy, do we?
Yeah,
Chris?
we do.
Do we?
Oh,
I would like
right,
to plug
yeah.
something.
Oh, okay.
Andrew.
Well,
No,
calm
Chris
down.
first.
You're not the guest.
I'd
Yeah,
like to
the
plug
guest.
the plug of Chris Dane.
There it is.
You
All right, so yeah,
absolute fuck.
this is my last time on for a while. I might come back in the future. You never know. It depends on
Who
if
knows?
No.
Casey will ever ask me back because he hates me.
What Chris doesn't know is I secretly messaged Casey that we're going to use those bomb arrows to detonate the cave and trap you.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't need to breathe or eat or
This is
sleep.
just very inconvenient for him.
Yeah.
He'll
But
dig his
anyway,
way out.
I'm Chris Dane. You can find me at Dane Studios on YouTube and SoundCloud. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at Super Chris Kent.
Super Chris Kent.
Huzzah.
Beautiful. Just let that ring out for a second.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang for a while.
Oh boy, guess where you guys can find me?
Where can we
Twitch.
find you?
Here.
Twitch.tv/Majora's Rose. Oh my god.
What's that name again?
Well, it's Majora's Rose.
Majora's
Majora,
Rose.
like the
Majora's
Zelda
Mask.
Majora?
Yes, of course, of
Whoa.
course.
Like Majora Majora.
Yes, not
Or the
major
mask.
ass like people keep
Can you
trying to call
imagine
me.
someone through
Anyway.
27 episodes hasn't spelled it right?
Or at Rachel Kordell, that's Kordell with a K and 2 L's to find me elsewhere. Thanks, guys.
1 R.
Thank you, Richard.
Sky, I was thinking the same thing.
102. 1E too.
No, there
It's
are
funny.
two. Yeah.
Actually, there's 3 O's.
No, there's 2 E's.
Just 2 E's.
Where?
Oh,
Rachel and Kordell.
Oh, God.
Kordell.
Y'all should keep your eye out for Detention Entertainment Films Kickstarter. They're trying to do a full version of Blue Hundreds, which would be amazing because that means I would get to do live action detective stuff, just like in almost like in the Christmas special, the winter one shot that we got going.
Yay.
So if you want to see me be a real detective boy,
How dare you?
but also fake because it's television, then donate to that Kickstarter. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm Jonas, Tintenseher. You can find me on Twitch, on YouTube, other socials sometimes, and on itch.io where I publish short RPGs and things, including last month's Let's Kill Vampire Lord Rasputin and Get Back Home in Time for Christmas. That's the full title. And also probably, publish something this month that I don't know about yet because it's in the future.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Could be.
Yeah, I'd like to plug all future Jonas RPGs. Go check them out.
Thank you.
When you're listening to this in the year 2084, go check out Jonas's award-winning RPGs.
Yes.
By then, when I'm rich and famous, you get to see where I started back on this
Just
podcast.
famous.
There's an in front of it.
You're going into RPG publishing. I don't know if the true money is there.
Hey, gotcha there.
I got a shout out here from my buddy Alec. His TikTok is at Alec_Loch Ness Monster. At ALEC_LOCHNESSMONSTER. Without his help, the Christmas one shot would not, or two shot, I guess, would not have been nearly as good as it was. They were a monumental help in helping me teach me the system, as well as help me plan out the monsters and everything like that. So go give those definitely a listen, and go give them a follow on TikTok, because they're also very funny and very interesting on TikTok.
Love that guy.
Nice.
Love them.
Do you like podcasts? Well, of course you do. You just listen to one. Mostly all the way. I don't know why you would skip to the plugs.
That's a weird choice, but hey, you want to watch it how you
whatever
want to
you
watch
want,
it.
buddy.
What a fascinating
That's not
way to
watching,
listen.
Andrew.
No, nope. Because if they look at the little bar go across your screen, they're watching it.
You're real reaching there, buddy.
No. They got to get to the ending somehow, and that's
Andrew,
via
that's
a
on the
visual
top
medium.
shelf. You're going to need to get a stool to get up there.
Gosh.
Pull it out of the
let me go into
bag.
my bag.
Why don't
Is that because it's a reach?
Why don't you just
Yes.
leave a review and stop this nonsense on Apple Podcasts or wherever
If you leave
can.
us a review, we'll stop talking.
Yeah.
I love how Seth just gets more and more disheveled every time he asks for the reviews. Guys, give Seth a review. It's how we sustain him.
Oh, 5
That
stars.
is
Five stars.
Wait,
Wait, I like this system.
More
Five-star
Review
reviews.
Seth.
Otherwise, he will power down
Seth,
for
oh my
good.
God.
Yeah, I do like this system that, Seth, you just continually get more and more distraught and disheveled until we get a review, and then you're back to zero.
Well, I needed to live.
He needs reviews and milk to live, guys.
I hopefully
Send
will
us
live.
your milk.
Hopefully, I will live much longer. But if you're listening the year 2095, please enjoy my monument. I hope it's just as white and marble as every other monument.
The white and marble is milk.
I thought you were going to say white and milky.
White and milky.
It's all about the milk, baby.
Here's the I'm sure you
Go out on
to write a review
it's the
about.
new
You could write
slurp.
one about why Arvoitus was your favorite character.
I think we should write a review about why the milk episode is where the peak comedy happened, because that's really what it's all about.
I
right,
really
Andrew?
want the title of that one to be
sometimes
Power
you
of the
just
Milk.
gotta, go with the flow. The flow of milk pouring out of a freshly opened gallon.
Yeah, and if you're from the year 3000, I hope nothing has changed, but you live underwater.
But for some
Goodbye.
reason, you have really strange feelings about your great-great-great-granddaughter.
See you next
I'm not going to get into that.
So fine.